Hi, I'm Bailey Holland, and today I'm going to be talking about 4 of Bill Nicholls' 6 modes of documentary, because fully covering a subject is beyond my abilities. I'll also be talking about how the codes and conventions of documentary making, such as lighting and mise-en-scène, play into each mode. Now, the performative documentary mode is one of the hardest to define. It's very personal and subjective, characterised deeply by the documentary maker's personal experiences. In short, the filmmaker often is the subject. A great example is Tongues Untied by the late Marlon Riggs, which focused on his personal experiences as a gay black man. We can see from these clips that lighting was carefully considered to illuminate Marlon Riggs. While it is a documentary, mise-en-scène was also accounted for, as the scene at the Pride March contains a lot of iconography related to the subject material. As well as this, Riggs carefully chose clips of black people at the march to represent his views. Perhaps a more famous example would be Morgan Spurlock's 2004 film Super Size Me, a production of highly questionable veracity, wherein he ate only food from McDonald's for a whole month after the fast food chain claimed that doing this would have no ill effects. It did. Various counter-studies and pieces of evidence have led people to claim that this film was faked. If this is true, then everything from the lighting to the soundtrack would have been carefully considered to create the illusion. Super Size Me does also fit into another mode of documentary, which leads me nicely into... Participatory documentaries are very similar to performative, with a heavy emphasis on personal opinion and vocalisation. However, unlike performative, the filmmakers are generally not the subject, with the focus instead being on a subject or subjects with whom the documentarians, a word which I have never used before and intend never to use again, interact heavily. While we're on the subject of participatory documentaries, that brings me nicely onto the subject of Louis Theroux. Louis Theroux is an acclaimed journalist and filmmaker. He is one of the most famous participatory documentarians, dare I go again, renowned for his fearless style, diving into situations head first and talking to people who could be considered seriously unhinged without the slightest hint of fear. Next up, expository. This documentary mode is arguably the most common and probably the most analysed. Films in this bracket often feature interviews with experts or the subjects of the documentary, with an essay-style emphasis on getting accurate information across to the audience or trying to teach them something. The rule of thirds is also used in these, as the positioning of the interviewees is very important. Reflective documentaries are, quite frankly, weird. As well as mockumentaries falling into this mode, they are strange deconstructions of the genre, often putting a focus on the fact that this is a film over the fact that it's a documentary. Mise-en-scène is also arguably more important here than any other genre, as a carefully constructed scene is being set. Now good night, tulips, it was orange yesterday.